Hey friends, it's been a long time since I have had a chance to get a video out to you, but I wanted to get this one out to you just in time for the holiday season. So these are my 15 favorite gifts for health nuts like myself in your life. So some of these things might be perfect for your health nuts, some of them might not be. I'm kind of all over the place. So I hope that some of these are useful for you. So first, and probably the most expensive thing on the list is a light alarm. So instead of waking up to the sounds of your phone or waking up to the sounds of, that blaring alarm or even radio or anything like that, you set the alarm and it's got a light bulb that's supposed to mimic the sunrise. Now, I don't actually have one of these. This is still on my list for myself. I think they run anyway. You can get cheaper versions, but the Philips brand one that is up here, I have tried out myself and have liked. I just don't own it myself. So they range in price, I think, from about $50 to a couple hundred. This Philips one that I like the best is about $200. The goal is to mimic the sunrise. So you can set it to the amount of time you have that you want it to go off. So maybe it's like 15 minutes, and so it will gradually get brighter in your bedroom over those 15 minutes. And then you can also add sounds to it. You can also dim the clock on this one. So that's really important to me, to not have any ambient light in my room when I want it to be dark. This is supposed to help make that wake time more similar to what it would be like in nature, as well as to not be so jarring to wake up. So that is like top of my list. Next is, if you don't already have a diffuser in your life, you need one. You need one because you need to ditch candles, and that's pretty bossy of me, but if you know me, you know I'm kind of bossy. Candles are made with lots of toxic chemicals that just get released into the air that we are breathing. So then you're breathing toxins, and then they're filled with fragrances, which are also toxic, and they're just... I understand the draw for candles. I used to be a candle fan myself, and now I still like them, but only just pure beeswax candles are the kind of candles that I'll use for the most part. But if I want fragrance, then I am using a diffuser. And this desert mist diffuser that I'm picturing there is from Young Living, and I love it because it has some color changing features. It has a candle flicker feature, so it can kind of change with whatever your mood is. It also has a no light feature, so that is perfect for diffusing before bed. We have dogs, so helps to get rid of those dog odors. And I'm using therapeutic grade essential oils in it, so I'm not adding fragrances to it. I'm adding essential oils, which can not only make the air smell great, but it can also help to change the mood of the room. Essential oils have been used for centuries to impact mood and emotional state. And what's cool is that the limbic system of the brain is our least developed part of the brain. It is more like that of our fellow mammals, monkeys and dogs and things like that. And so it is where our emotions and memories are stored, and again, our olfactory nerves are stored there. So when we have a scent that triggers a memory, it's because they're in the same part of the brain. So get yourself a diffuser. This one runs about $68, $70 if you have a Young Living membership already. If you don't, hit me up and we'll get you hooked up with the whole kit. All right, next up. These are also from Young Living because I love my essential oils. I'm sure you've seen several of my unboxing videos here on my channel. These are all roller bottles, or I call them roller balls because that's what I like to call them. And here they are. Ding! These are some of the top selling oils that have been diluted with some carrier oil and have a little roller top already for easy application on the go and perfect for travel. And so we have Valor, one of my favorites. We have Thieves, which is new, Stress Away, Breathe Again, a couple others that are amazing. Breathe Again is awesome for being able to breathe when you're stuffy, feeling a little bit under the weather. I like to carry it with me, just rub a little bit on my neck when I'm feeling a scratchy throat or just a little under the weather, or like someone around me has a lot of germs. I'll just start putting on the oils to help ward them off. Whether that works or not, doesn't matter. It makes me feel good. All right, next up is a Fitbit or some other sort of a tracking device. I'm wearing it now. Here it goes. I absolutely love Fitbit. I know there's lots of people who like Apple Watches and the other ones. I've had a Fitbit now since 2014. I had the first, gosh, what was that one called? I don't know. I had one of the first Fitbits, and then I had the Ulta, which I just got replaced with this new one, which is the Charge 3. And I love tracking my sleep with it in addition to my steps. Initially, it was just to track my steps and to use for silent alarms. I used to set alarms to remind me to drink water throughout the school day. But you could use those alarms for anything, wake up alarms, time to pick up the kids alarm, whatever it might be. But it was just like a nice way not to have my phone going off and bugging me. Plus, this is on me more than my phone is. So I highly recommend a Fitbit, and I'm liking this new Charge 3. I think it's about $170, so not too expensive. They have other ones as well. They did have a Black Friday sale, but it ain't Black Friday anymore. Okay, next up, my favorite tools to increase mobility. So these are yoga tune-up balls, and there are quite an array of them. I think I have all 4. There's a small yoga tune-up ball, the original, and then there's a little bit bigger, the alpha ball, then there's maybe that's the alpha ball, then there's another one. There's like 3 sizes of small, medium, and large, and then you have the core ball, and it's called Gorgeous, and I love it because it is good for rolling those things that sometimes the other balls are too firm. So let me back up just a little bit. You can use these to roll out anything, any part of the body. I love rolling out my feet with these balls. They really help with sore feet, especially as I transitioned to minimal footwear. I keep one in my car when I'm at a red light. I just take it out, drop it back here, and I'll roll on my shoulder, and I look like I'm dancing, and I'm not in my car. And I don't really care if anybody thinks I'm dancing or not. I take them with me on airplanes when I'm traveling. It's a nice way to get some self-massage if you are sore and you don't have time or money to go get a massage. It really can help work out the kinks. It's amazing. So that's how I primarily use them. I have taken a class on them, and I'm going to take a workshop with Jill Miller herself coming up here in February. The core ball is new to me. You can use that for, really it's meant for the chest and abdominal cavity. You can roll out anywhere on the body, but I have typically just rolled out my abdomen. So you just kind of lay on it like you're doing Sphinx pose, which means you're just kind of like this on the ground, and you move it, and then you just kind of start rolling, and you can do other positions like pin and twist. So you sort of pin yourself to it and twist. You can also inhale and push into the core ball, and then exhale and help to release the fascia and the tissues. I absolutely love these. None of these are going to be super expensive. I think core ball costs about $12. The other ones cost about 10 or 15. Well worth it. So highly recommend those for anybody who's got any sore muscles of any kind. Sore feet, definitely this one is a big one. Next up, for those of your friends and family that love to cook, many of us are focused on being mindful about the containers that we use for food. So a lot of people are switching from plastic to glass for water bottles and for food storage and for heating. People are avoiding styrofoam for heating. There's also cause to be avoiding plastic for cooking, like plastic cutting boards and plastic stirring spoons and slotted spoons and ladles and all of those things. So in an effort to be mindful of that, I've switched out my cutting boards to be all wooden cutting boards, and I'm working on switching out my cooking utensils to be wooden or food grade silicone. I know it's not perfect, but I think it's better than the plastic I've got. And certain things, the wooden ones might just not work. But because when you are cutting, little nicks of that plastic is coming out. There's little tiny like microplastic size pieces, and that's ends up going into your food. So it's really important to switch that out. The other thing is that our plastic is most likely to leach to your food when it's hot. And so if you've got boiling soup and you put a plastic spoon in there, plastic ladle to scoop the soup out, that's the time you're most likely to be exposed to the plastics. So I'm just trying to avoid it when I can. These are small gifts. They're not going to be very expensive. I think this one that's pictured here is available from Sur La Table, and I think it wasn't cheap, but it was about maybe 25 bucks. Anybody in your life that loves cooking would find that these are a really great gift. All right, next up for the cooks in your life, Instant Pot. These have been all the rage for, gosh, I think I got mine about 4 years ago, and they'd already been out for at least a year or more. And these are electric pressure cookers. For those of you who aren't familiar with them, they're not the stovetop pressure cookers of yesteryear, for lack of a better word. There is some danger with using a stovetop pressure cooker, but with the electric ones, it's foolproof. And the cool thing about the Instant Pot is it replaces a lot of kitchen appliances. So you have the Instant Pot, you don't need a rice cooker anymore, you don't need a slow cooker anymore, you don't need a yogurt maker, it sautés, it does a ton of stuff. If you're remodeling your kitchen, you can cook most of your meals in the Instant Pot. So it's nice if you have a small kitchen. It is a big appliance, but you can just have this one thing and it be a multifunctional tool. I love it. I still feel like I have only begun to touch the surface on what it can do, but all the things that I have used it for, I have loved. My favorite thing of all is hard-boiled eggs. If you buy farm fresh eggs like I do, you'll know that the shell and the membrane have not yet separated. And the problem with that is when you do hard-boiled eggs, then you have a hard time peeling them. Like really, I just want to punch things when I am trying to peel one of these hard-boiled eggs that is super fresh, and I just boiled it on the stove, because it just makes me crazy. It also makes me never want to do hard-boiled eggs again, ever. But in the Instant Pot, something about the pressure helps to release that membrane and allow it to just peel like butter. It's like you wouldn't know that it was a hard thing if you had never done it any other way. It's just so simple with the Instant Pot. So that alone is worth whatever you end up paying for it. They run about, I think anywhere from like $70 on like a Black Friday or Prime Day, or to all the way to about $120. I think it's probably regularly about $120. I got mine, I think, for $89. But again, that was 4 years ago, and it is the 6 quart, but I don't need a bigger one because I have a small kitchen. All right, we are on number 8. Now we're switching into some safer skincare and just some skincare regimen options. So this is from Beautycouter. Favorite cleansing balm. It is, if you've ever heard of the oil cleansing method where you use like olive oil or castor oil or coconut oil to clean your face instead of like a soap, this follows that same principle. It's got some other things in it as well, and it just feels so luxurious. It's like a little face massage all over. Helps to bring blood flow to your face when you massage it. Blood flow is good. We want blood flow, people. Helps to deal with acne and wrinkles and fine lines and all that good stuff. So this is not an inexpensive gift, but it will last you a long time. You only need a pea size, and I tend to use it most nights, but not every night, to clean my face. It also can be used as an overnight mask. It can be used on dry heels or cracked heels or elbows, and it is great for removing some of that eye makeup. Next up, these next two things are both going to be face tools. I don't know what else to call them besides face tools, but the first one is a Gua Sha. And a Gua Sha, from what I understand, is a Chinese tool that has been used in massage specifically for the face, but you can find Gua Shas for the whole body. The Gua Sha is supposed to help move like lymph and stagnant blood and get things moving and circulating. And so again, with that, the idea of the facial massage that you might do with the cleansing balm, that's kind of the same idea as with the Gua Sha. It is said to help with under eye circles, wrinkles, acne, and more because, again, it increases the blood flow. It also just feels amazing. The one pictured here is made of Bain stone, B-A-I-N stone. You can get them made out of jade and rose quartz. This one was actually, I think, the most affordable. I got it on Etsy. and it is, I think it was about $30. Not too bad. A great stocking stuffer. And this one is said to make the highest friction when pressed against the skin and moved. So, and the friction makes a more ultrasonic pulses. So that is supposed to be better. That was another reason why I chose this one. Well, the next one is a face roller. Again, similar to the Gua Sha and what it's supposed to do. But this one I did get a made out of jade. I could not find one made out of bane stone, and I could not find research to say that you wanted one made of bane. So, again, helping to increase blood flow, and lymph is supposed to be good for acne and fine lines. It also just feels wonderful. The jade is very cold, so it's very cooling as you're rolling it on your face. Again, $26 on Etsy, not a super costly gift, but it goes great with the next thing from Beautycouter, the face oil mini trio. Even if you can't get the mini trio or you don't want the mini trio, the face oils, you absolutely need these face oils if you're going to be using the Gua Sha or the face roller. If you do any kind of YouTube videos on how to use these things, they're going to tell you that you need face oil on, because that's helping to keep it from pulling on your skin too much and just allowing you to roll across or move across without extra friction or tension. But this mini set is awesome because it's a great size for travel. You can take all 3 of them with you on travel. Super easy, no problem. If you were a child of the 90s and you were told that you needed to fight your acne with all the drying things, that's what we basically were all told to do with Noxzema and things like that. It's really counterintuitive, but we need oil. Our skin needs oil, and if it's not given oil, it will make oil. So it's really important that we don't strip away the oils, because then it has to make oil, and that's oftentimes when the skin can actually look greasy instead of dry. You might think it would be dry, but it actually can end up doing an oil overproduction. So face oils. Get yourself on the face oil bandwagon. My first one that I tried was the #1, and it's still my favorite, the brightening face oil, but I've tried all 3, the plumping and the balancing, and they're all amazing. Next gift, #12. This is also from Beautycouter. Most everything so far has been more on the practical side. This one is fun. This is the eyeshadow palette that has 18 shades. I mean, you really only need one with this one. It's amazing. It also comes with a really nice brush, which I was actually kind of impressed with the brush that it came with. The cool thing about it is that you can just pick a column and work your way down the column. If you just wanted kind of foolproof, what are going to be my 3 shades to create the general basic eye look that I'm going for today. So this is a really fun option for anybody who likes a little bit of safer makeup to play with, or just wants an easy makeup routine. They want a variety of colors, and they don't want to have to worry about guesswork. Well, which ones go together? The columns. Just go down the columns and you'll be good to go. Next one, another splurge. Another fun splurge. But they are a mini lipstick vault. I mean, it's adorable. It is becoming a customer favorite. There are 8 shades in here, and they span the color spectrum. So you've got a really bright pink to some nudes and some reds and to everything in between. There are 5 colors that you can only get inside this vault. And they look mini, and they are half the size. That's still a sizable amount of lipstick. I mean, I wear lipstick pretty much every day, and it will take me a long time to go through these guys. You could totally buy the set, keep a couple for yourself, and give the rest away, or put them in stocking stuffers. It would be a great gift for anybody who loves lipstick. Rounding out the end, your Brightest Life journal. Here we go. I've heard really good things about this journal. I have it, but I have not yet started using it. I've been working on my self-care routine a lot lately, and my self-care checklist includes journaling. And I have a hard time with journaling. I've been working the Miracle Morning, if you've heard of my Miracle Morning before, for about, I think almost 2 years. And there's a part of it that's journaling, and I'm like, I don't know what to write about. I don't wake up in the morning and think I need to put all these thoughts down on paper. So What I liked is that there are journal prompts, and I think that that's kind of more my style. I need those journal prompts. I know a lot of people who are entrepreneurs or making big changes in their life, and they are loving this journal for that. So it may just help you get really clear and focused on what your goals are for your life. So I think it's worth trying. I think it's $12 on Amazon. Super nice gift. And then my last 3 are all cookbooks. Some clean eating. These are my favorite real food cookbooks. They are generally considered paleo, but that's all paleo really means is real food, minimally processed. Practical Paleo by Diane Sanfilippo. This was re-released, I guess, 2.5 years ago, something like that. And with new recipes and new meal plans. The nice thing about this one, it has been dubbed the Paleo Bible. The nice thing about it is that it has a little bit of the why, like why you want to eat a diet more like this. And then it has, I think there's 12 or 15 different meal plans. So if you're looking for targeted weight loss, or you're an athlete, or you're dealing with heart issues, there's many different meal plans that support those sorts of specific needs, or you can just start with this Squeaky Clean Paleo meal plan. That one works too for anybody. And then there are amazing recipes. Over 150 recipes in here. Everything I've tried is really good. Diane is a great cook. So I highly recommend this, getting this for someone who is on the real food bandwagon if they don't already have it. Next up, my last 2 recommendations from Michelle Tam of Nom Nom Paleo. She's got one that came out, I think, about a year ago, Ready or Not, which has some make ahead meal. If you're ready and you have time and you have plenty of time to cook, she's got them divided that way. And she's got some where it's like you kind of have some time, but not a ton of time. And then you have some that you just really need dinner on the table in like 35 or 40 minutes. And so she's got them divided that way. Again, she is a great chef as well. And everything I've had from her books are delicious. And a lot of them are Instant Pot friendly too, which is great. And the third one that I really like is the Paleo Cooking with Your Instant Pot by Jennifer Robbins. And this one, again, was one of the first ones out there this is focused solely on using a pressure cooker. When I first got my Instant Pot, it was hard for me to figure out, well, how do I know how long to cook things for? And so this is a really nice tool if someone just got an Instant Pot and you want to help them use it more often. Getting one of these cookbooks, I think, is a really great idea. So there you have it, folks. I hope you found this useful. Again, we kind of spanned the gamut from sleep to movement to cooking to safer skincare and reducing toxins in your home and in your life. So if you have any questions about any of the recommendations, please feel free to put a message down here below or shoot me an email, and have a great holiday season. Take care.